Creation is a horrible and unexpected place. Listen at your own risk. Welcome to the Immaculate Chaos, an adventure of triumph, mistake, and heartache. Listen as beings unbound by the loom of fate struggle against unseen forces in a reality they barely understand. With intentions blinded by light and a path hidden in darkness, yet another step is taken towards uncertainty. Join battle once again, Anathema, as this story must yet be told.
I use my charm that I always use, the Midnight Dweymers, to sniff it out a bit and be like, is this snack of Melpheus or something else?
You smell fragrant roses and lavender, sweet scents.
Okay.
Other than that, like, you don't get anything like supernatural.
I feel like even if I prayed to Luna to ask her guidance, I feel like she wouldn't give me an answer right away, but I'm still going to give it a try.
So you're going to stop and do a whole prayer thing in the middle of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will scout it out to make sure nobody...
So you do your prayer thing?
Get nothing?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Wheel? I go up the right side staircase.
Okay. So Ari goes upstairs. Anyone else following her?
I'll go up the left simultaneously.
Okay. And everyone else staying below?
Mm-hmm.
Outdoors.
Well.
Outdoors.
Why am I answering? I'm saying that.
Okay. Both of the staircases meet up in the middle of the second floor. Where is another circular room with another double staircase up. Mm-hmm. The walls are covered in bookshelves of an uncountable amount of books and two polished cupboards opposite each other under the stairs up. In the center of the platform sits a male and female, the same of which were depicted in the paintings on your way up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find my place here. Their skin is absolutely white, made only brighter by glowing crimson irises, and dark purple lips curled into a welcoming smile. The male is dressed in a black velvet 8-piece suit with a black bone cane leaning against the side table, with a golden glowing eye watching from the clutched claw on the top of the cane. His gray hair frames his face and ears while being attractively feathered on top. The female wears a matching outfit of knee-length dress with a ankle-length white lace train that accentuate her knee-high stilettos. Her hair is waist-length gray, bound into a twisting low crown that proceeds into wavy locks that gently sway in an unseen breeze. A single decanter sits on the tea table in front of them, of their couch they're sitting on, with a liquid that gleams darkly in the nearby skeleton wall lights. They are in the middle of swirling their cups and taking a sip. Good afternoon, I believe it is now.
Yes. We called out. Why did you not answer?
Why be bothered with those that are too afraid to proceed further? I am Angelus. And I am Angelica. We are the Lamias.
Vampires. Reasonable enough.
How may we help you today?
Well, what is it you do?
Well, we do magic. A specific type of magic.
What kind of
that?
magic is it?
The only magic worth practicing?
Blood?
Correct.
My mind was there too.
It is the power that flows through all.
I'd be very interested in learning more about that.
Well, we do teach to those who are willing. Do you have a residence here in town?
Out of character, I technically do, right?
No.
Or no, it's just a room at the end?
Correct.
Okay. Not currently. No, this is my first time here.
No. Well, having a residence will speed things up, but if you're just here visiting, we might be able to help you still.
How would I acquire a residence?
Oh, request the residence status through the Treeside Post. They should be able to find any openings, or if anyone's willing to sell.
Very helpful blood mages.
Lamias. They're the Lamias.
Yep, Lamia.
Yes, they're the Labias.
I mean, at least
Sorry.
pathologically.
Treeside what?
Treeside Trading Post.
Trading post.
They said Treeside Post, but you're very certain that they're talking about the Treeside
Okay.
Trading Post.
Isn't Lamia snake people? They're Greek version of vampires, basically. And
Honestly, I didn't know that.
yeah. Also, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe they're only female. But again, caveats to
Yep.
other storytellers.
I thought Lamia were half snake, half.
They are, but only female.
There's a
Because there's no illusion magic that can make it look like they don't have snake tails.
Should I acquire a residence before I continue up the stairs?
Well, that would make things a touch easier, but our payment will be a vial of your blood.
Is that the only cost?
For now. Depends on how far we wish to progress your skills.
Alright. I
Let's pay
I
some blood.
acquiesce.
Okay. Angelica comes over. As she pricks your finger with a little needle, she takes a vial of your blood and corks it and brings it over to those cabinets. And she opens it up and she pulls out an impossibly long drawer and then Lunari.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Like she didn't even ask your name. Taking the blood, putting it
Yeah.
in, she just knew it for whatever reason.
To be fair, the same sort of thing happened with the bounty hunter, so starting to get a clue as to what this whole blood magic shenanigans is all about.
Yes.
When they take my blood, I want to try and infuse it with as much of my solar essence as possible. Like, I ain't no fucking slouch either.
So they take your blood.
He wants
They
to add
take
some
energy
juice to
into
the blood.
Right. The juiciest red blood.
Angelus comes over and takes your blood.
blood.
Angelus comes over and takes your blood, and your blood, when you put it in, actually makes the vial glow, and then it bleeds off the energy.
Mhm.
I like your style, but sometimes when it comes to our way of magic, it's not necessarily the overzealous that succeed, it's the slight modifications in the total.
Well, I'm glad I didn't add the saltiness of the sea to mine.
Just reach over there and spit straight into it, like, "Bah!" Have some acid.
No, that'd be acid.
Once you have obtained your residences, if you both wish to have residences,
Mhm.
by all means, return to us or send word, and we will situate classes, and then make sure that you have the materials you would need to begin learning how to use blood magic. Basically, if you guys actually do want to do real blood magic, you guys are going to need to buy into magic casting.
Okay.
The
All right.
price is fair for now.
Yeah.
But one of the prerequisites for most of the magics is like a mentor or someone to teach you. So this is that available in game.
Yep.
Correct. So they will be able to teach you blood magic. Now, if you wanted to learn terrestrial, that's a little different. You might be able to find somebody else that can do that here if you went to go look for that. But they are targeting blood magic.
Okay.
So they explained to go back to Treeside Post for information as far as getting residences. I'm assuming you guys go back to check out what that would entail.
Yes.
So basically, if you voluntarily take a Resource 1 hit, you can get a normal residence in this town.
Okay.
You can either get a place in Bloodwell or Dragon's Landing. If you get a place in Dragon's Landing, your crafting and leveling and all of that attributes. Let me just double check. I feel like I'm getting myself turned around. Attribute and martial arts training are doubled for training times. If you get something in Bloodwell, your all arcane development times are halved.
Okay.
So if you wanted to train in magic or learn a spell or make a spell, your times are all halved while in Basket. If only because you have other people that are all gathered together that are all kind of doing the same thing. Similar benefit in Dragon's Landing. If you're working on your martial arts, their martial arts might not be the same, but you can spar with them. So you have that ongoing practice and that back and forth from other people who are already skilled.
Just because I get a residence in Bloodwell to have times, though, doesn't mean that I can't still train in there. I just won't get anything special for training in Dragon's Landing, right?
You don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll buy my residence in Bloodwell, which means that I lose the extra resource that I just gained from...
Yeah.
I'm back down to 5 instead of 6.
No. Sadly.
Yep.
It's not a large enough crafting place.
Yeah.
You could still do your training there. There'd be plenty of people for you to pick up skills, but they're all actual commercial. They're not there to train. They're there to do other things. This place is actually trying to develop things and learn and grow. Yeah.
Or a campus.
Yeah.
On an out-of-character note, if I was to put my other portal, my battlement, in my residence, I know the sky would darken and all that shit would still happen, but only I would be able to go through it unless I choose to bring people through it, right? It's not just an open portal that anyone can go
It's
through.
an open portal if you will it to be open.
Okay.
So if you're in your residence and you don't want the door to be open right now, it's not open.
Okay.
But if you're in your residence and you don't fucking care, then it's open.
All right.
Also, I assume you don't get the benefit unless you're actually here at your residence.
Correct.
Yeah. But that's the thing is I can go from my residence here to Kesatea to back, and that could possibly be
Correct.
nice. And I can always change it. I can always change my battlement to wherever the hell we are, and then change it back once we travel back.
Correct. Jack? Oh, okay.
This has actually unfortunately nothing to do with this.
Now-
It's just something
Nope, that's fine. I just gotta find my phone so I can actually check my messages. However, just to bring that thought to its final conclusion, because you may not have put those two together, feasibly, if you're just going home, you might be able to secure travel from Rada.
Okay.
Because Rada will send you someplace, he won't bring you back.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So what's the plan?
Well, so I do this whole side trip to go buy my residence. I buy it in Bloodwell. And then...
Well, I'm assuming everyone went with you.
I wanted to
Yeah,
catch
that's-
bring Zalia back up to what had happened.
Yep.
So Ari and Camlin went up the stairs, and time out before I get too far. Did you guys tell us any of this?
I would have told you everything.
Okay.
Were you here for what it said on the table?
No.
No.
Okay, it said, if you don't know the worth of knowledge, continue and forfeit your soul. That's what it says, and then there's 2 staircases. Camlin and I both went up. Would you go up with us? Or would you back out like everyone else did?
What did it say?
It said, if you don't know the worth of knowledge, continue and forfeit your soul.
No, I wouldn't go.
Okay.
Now that you know it's sick blood magic, would you go?
Well, and
No.
that's the thing is we'd come back down and be like, so we're gonna apprentice to learn blood magic.
No, because I remember going, that's an interesting title. And then I saw the thing, and I was like,
No.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a possibility that by agreeing to learn that they are gaining a hold over your soul, just so you know. That's still potential.
Oh yeah, no, I
I
fully
am just
understand that.
throwing it out there.
We'll chop up
Do
those
not
Ramias when we
agree
get to it.
with blood magic.
Okay.
But
Why not? What's wrong with blood magic?
usually you gotta get blood to do it.
There's plenty of blood everywhere.
Zalia's face.
You ever see Cameron on a bender? There's
Oh,
blood everywhere.
God.
Miners. No.
Considering the
Oh my
first
god!
time considering the first time that the suggestion of just killing a random prisoner to do something.
I need
like,
frank-
yeah.
I need frankincense, myrrh, and 12 6-year-olds.
Oh Jesus.
So if that's it, like we found everything.
That is basket. Now you guys have effectively the rest of this time to study, learn, what have you. Is anyone else getting residences?
Did we get one?
It would decrease
I
your
have no money.
Technically, you lose one resource to buy a residence here. So I paid it to have a residence in Bloodwell because
Now, technically, there's
training times are halved for learning arcane and magic-y stuff,
yeah, for
which you
arcane
might
and
be
magic.
interested in.
And spells and that kind of stuff. Now, as far as
Can what? Sorry.
Crash at your place. I have no money.
Does that count?
that's what I was about to say is if you have a residence, that's for one person training. So if you're not training currently, but Zalia's like, yeah, no, can I go, stay at your
Oh.
Vista?
Okay. All
So
right.
it wouldn't work for it, but you could decrease your what was your resource at before?
I had 6.
If you wanted to pay for a family estate, I would say you can feasibly train up to 3 people at once. But that would decrease your thing by 1 because you are going from 6 to 5. Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
So you'd buy like a group of houses. If you actually had them, if you looked at the map on Discord, you'd have one of those little little areas where it's open.
Block.
Could we potentially split the cost or something between the 3 of us though?
Someone has to be built. So you can technically try and get money out of them, but it's always going to be one person who's technically paying the bill.
But so I would still always be at 5 whether they gave me money or not.
Correct. Unless they also decrease their resources in a symbolic, hey, we're going to try and make up for that. Which means he'd need to go down a resource and she'd need to go down a resource. And then they would be allowed to benefit from it.
But either way, I'm going down by 1 even if I only get 1 for myself.
If they both decrease their resources, I would allow yours to go up. Back to its original value.
I mean, I would do it. I just don't have any resources.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, unless something else comes up and there's another reason to do something else, I'm gonna buy some glass, make him a new glass cup.
Yep.
And
It's fancy.
It's going to say in the glass. You have no idea how I did this because it's not etched. It's like molded in the glass.
Okay.
Swirled in
It's
there.
about the journey. And you get the cup. Are you gonna take it off to get pooped? And
Joke choice. Smite somebody with it. Just saying.
and then honestly, I'm just gonna basically spend all the time exploring all the different shops with all the exotic crap that Eggs hasn't come across before, and just expand his knowledge of what's out there in the world. And spend a lot of money on food, feeding the green mob.
Yep.
Like extra, like she's gonna be well fed the whole time.
Okay, so you're going to get her to, a couple of feet high. She's going to be about knee height, maybe thigh height, somewhere in there.
Okay.
If you keep feeding her like that, then she
yeah.
will grow exponentially. Because they don't not get hungry.
Yeah.
So if I just
Does
buy
that
a
mean
house
they don't
for myself,
Growing.
They don't stop growing.
You're making Godzilla.
Yeah,
Because you
Godzilla that I at will at the moment can be like, you're into the universe, and then if I need to go pull them back out. So if she becomes a real problem, I can put her away for a minute. We get away from the problem and then bring her back out and eat somebody later. I mean, we've all watched Godzilla. Yes, the Water Nation has a bunch of advanced tech, but how does that work so well against Godzilla?
Oh my
Kaiju.
god.
Ari,
China.
so if I just buy a house for myself, I still go down by 1?
yeah.
I mean, is there ever a time
Well,
where I pay it off
okay.
where I get that back? Or am I continually, like, paying
So,
taxes on it or
Well,
something?
so here's the thing. At Resource 6, no. If you're just buying for yourself, technically you shouldn't go down.
Okay.
Um,
Because I'd kind of like to keep my Resource 6, seeing as we go on, it seems like the things that
well,
we'll
Resource
need...
6 is Artifact 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, the things that we're going to need are getting more expensive, so I'd kind of like to hold on to that if possible.
Yep. So yeah, if you got like a smaller residence just for yourself, I would say you don't go down in one because you are fucking astronomically high.
Alright.
Because you are effectively a lady of a nation.
Because they can still use my residence to train
I
when
would say 4
I'm
and below,
not.
you go down by 1.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to get the one residence and we can share.
Okay.
Take turns.
Yeah.
Take
I
points.
go back once I get my residence to
Yep.
begin my training.
Okay.
It's all
The rest of it's on training times. So, you guys will have to crack the books and figure out what you guys want to do for training and what you guys are buying and what you guys actually have for points and so on and so forth. Now we're 2.5 in. Technically, we have another hour and a half. We could skip forward to Auntie Gundrade and continue from there and just assume that whatever you guys decide after the fact is what happened during that training time.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are looking for anything for shops, if you guys wanted to go back and explore the previous town, like there are other options here.
Oh. In that time, can you set up your thing so that I can go back to town and drive something?
Well, the only thing I was worried about is, like I said, once I set it, like, the whole town's gonna know that I did a thing, and because they don't know what it is, it's gonna freak people out. So I was kind of hoping to ask, like, Auntie Gundrade, or better yet, the Blood Dragon, since they seem to be kind of in charge-ish, before I just do it.
That's a bad idea.
I talked to the nervous girl and asked her if, like, we were to cause the sky to change.
The
nothing
nervous
harmful
girl.
that happened, it would be a problem.
Doesn't her
If
name.
nothing harmful happens, it would sound like a normal day in town.
Alright,
Magic happens pretty regularly. They're used to it.
I guess
Okay.
I'll set my battlement at my residence then.
Okay. So everyone watches as the noonday goes jet black and the stars come out to play for like an hour.
I told you I didn't like the weather.
But then it goes back and everything's fine.
And then it goes back and everything's fine.
No one gets hurt.
A couple of officers wearing blood oath badges show up and it's you guys?
Yep.
Oh, it's you guys.
There's no holes?
No.
No one's getting hurt.
No dead bodies?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yet?
What?
Should we dig the holes?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Don't mind them. Wait, what?
Shush you.
Your cat licked a Chinese food stain so hard that the stain is in multiple pages now, and there's a hole in my paper.
That's
He's a very spitty kitty.
Seriously.
What?
Kitty.
Okay, so
So she sets it up.
you
That's
take
set up on the 6th.
Do I have to bring him through the portal, or can I just allow
Again,
him
if
to go
you-
through himself?
If you want the portal up, the portal's up.
Okay. But can I just allow him to go through by himself and
Yes.
come back through? Okay, then that's what I do. 'Cause I don't need to go back to Kestea.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I do run back. Say hi to Luther.
I just,
There's trumpeting and heavy noises, and then she's ready to go again.
oh boy. I head down to the boat. I checked with Lily to see if our boat is still local.
It should be down in the docks.
Okay.
Or actually, she kind of looks up and then mentally checks the day. It might be on its way back, but yes, it's
I go to the boat.
okay. So that takes a day.
Okay. Can I put the boat in?
No,
I try. I do try.
you do try.
But in the meantime,
And Slash comes out and he looks at it and he looks at you and he says no. Like he doesn't say no, but like he gives you that no face.
he's just hugging onto the side of it. Get in my tattoo. It would have been nice.
Splash kind of looks at the ship and goes like this and holds his hands out really far and he looks at you and he goes and puts his hands really close.
So the forge is roughly the same size as the forge on my, like, it goes way up my arm?
Yeah.
Or, oh, okay, so it's like, okay. So it matches size.
Yeah, so like you have an arm tattoo of the forge that kind of goes to your back a little bit.
Okay. That's different. But still do that. Still gonna try. Fuck it, why not?
Yep.
That being said, I take the crystals and I look for all the places they belong. I'm doing a full fucking analysis of the boat now that I know this.
You find that there is one for each cardinal direction.
Okay.
So 8.
Oh, they slot in and they will stay there?
Yep.
With them? Yeah, I do that.
Do you put the seeds in?
Anything happen when I do that?
You go to, you're like in the front of the ship, where you find a place on the maidenhead that actually looks like a little bit of like a planter. You put it in there and it sinks in immediately.
He's a face
But you don't
hugger.
see anything other than that. You find something similar on the back end.
Okay.
I catch up. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Sorry. He said that those can take up to 3 essence creatures each.
Those soul gems, correct.
So, yeah, I'm gonna. I think I have to. Well, I gotta look something up. Other than that, you guys can do what you're gonna do.
Okay.
I catch Luther and is it Eve?
Yes.
Yeah, I catch them both up on, what we've been up to and where we are currently, and I check in about the town.
Does it cost anything, like, concentration-wise? Like, you just leave
Yeah,
the gate
you just. I mean, if you mentioned to me before I leave that you would also like to go back to
I'm just
Kesatea,
curious, too. I'm just curious in general. Like,
I have to
you open it.
What was that?
almost drop the
That's something in
thing.
my
Did you go back to Fairies?
Yeah, right.
No.
Not funny.
What?
I just have to think about, who's allowed to go through
Oh, okay.
at a time.
Gotcha.
Like who has permission or
Yeah.
something, effectively.
You don't want to jump through the portal and meet up in the wild.
Get that wild taint.
That wild tank. Yes.
Oh dear.
No, odor.
Mm.
Oh dare.
Oh dare. Sounds French.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh dear. Oh dear. The one with the O-U-R. Flower.
He's wearing my favorite colon.
Oh, when your pillow smells like his colon.
Oh
I
god.
want some of those good old horse dough braces.
I still smell like his colon.
Right. Some of those hors d'oeuvres.
Horse dough brace.
Horse dough brace.
Any hoodles.
So you get Luther, you do your thing, you say hello to Eve.
Mhm. Like I said, I catch them up about
Yep.
everything we're up to. Also ask about, how things of the town have been. Is it
Eve
business
hands
as usual?
Eve
or-
hands you a writ for the place in basket. Here, just give this to them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Couldn't it be an embassy for Kesatea then?
Feasibly, if she bought an estate, yes.
And that's the 3 or more.
That would be the 3 or more would be allowed to do the thing. If you wanted to do that, we can still do that.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to lose the resource.
You're fine. Okay, so you're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else in Kestea?
I ask Angus, if there's any materials that he wants to bring back with him.
When you go to talk to Angus, you see a tattoo of a black talisman behind his ear.
Just getting new tattoos all the time.
What are you talking about?
You got a thing there behind your ear.
You pull a black bone talisman.
Rit-ro.
Examine it.
It's a talisman, just a random item.
God.
I don't know where this came from. Splash.
Huh?
What'd you do?
This just looks at you and then looks at it and He grabs it and puts it back in your head.
Where'd we get this?
Pulls it back out, and he just...
Does it look like it came from somewhere I've been?
Yeah, like you've seen talismans like this all over the place.
Did he just like put his favorite bone toy in your
Yeah.
head?
I think he did, didn't he?
I confirm nothing.
So it's not a magical item or
Nope.
anything?
Just something someone picked up and...
He's burying his play toys. Okay. What's back in my head? I would interact with Ari, but she vanished into the darkness.
Oh no.
There's
She's trying to
crinkles over
crinkle
there.
off Mike.
She is trying to crinkle off Mike like a responsible gamer.
Meanwhile, I'm a monster over here.
Okay, so are we fast forwarding to the 13th now, or?
I was going to do summon elemental to make an elemental with the specific task of powering the soldier into the boat, just to see what, prove out that everything works.
Okay, so you summon a elemental 3 for a year and a day. I want you to power this gem.
Yep.
Okay, so you put him in the gem.
Ooh, clever. Does the boat lift up?
It's you and yeah, it'd just be you. So yeah, a little bit.
How many days did we get? There's 4 gems, right?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 technically before she arrives. Or sorry, not 12, 7.
Okay, so then I'll spend the next 3 days unless you want me to do.
I mean, you could feasibly do the whole boat with Essence 3 for a year and a day, and they'll stop roughly ascending air next year.
I'm gonna do that if you let me.
Okay.
I can make the
It's still just barely off the water. Like it's not sitting as low as it should be, but it's not flying, and you have a feeling that might have something to do with the seeds.
Oh, okay.
Let me feed the seeds again.
The pieces they just gotta grow.
Okay.
You do see that the wood is going from this like normal like brownish color to like this bright vibrant red that almost seems like it's pulsing.
Oh, okay. So it seems like it's alive almost.
Yep, it seems exactly like it's alive.
Oh.
I do let Eve know about that as well, that, maybe not send that boat on
Oh,
delivery.
that's why Angus was asking about it. Okay,
Hmm.
Well,
we'll pull it out of rotation.
Thank you.
So I examine every aspect of the boat I can to see if there's anything that I wouldn't have picked up on before that I can now pick up on.
The map.
The map. So what is?
The map has a little dot on the map where you are currently.
Can I pick the map up? Is it built into the boat?
It's on the table.
Okay.
Now you can pick it up and it moves around.
If I pick it up, does the dot go away?
No,
Can I roll it up?
no, no. It's that. It's
Oh, it's that.
Yeah.
That hard map. It's that full piece.
yep.
Okay.
There's a spot for you to hang it on the wall if you wished. It kind of goes on the table and then sits in a little bit.
I take it out first spin. Actually, I asked Ari to take it out first spin because Ari knows how to sail.
Okay. So you guys have spent a couple of days not training down there playing with the boat.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on training anyway.
I realized, but she was.
Oh.
Hmm.
bless you.
She was planning to come over here for a couple of hours and then go back.
Yeah.
Train.
Oh.
You're talking spending 8 days here.
I would spend 1 day here with you.
How would I get back after that?
Well, you should just be able to use the portal.
As long as you're near the portal and you want the portal open, it will be open. So if you're
Are
on
you
the other
saying-
side
Mhm.
and that side's open, this one would have to be open because otherwise what would be the point?
Okay.
So if you're by either of the portals and you're like, you're open, it's open.
Okay, so if I'm at the
You do not have to be in
ceremonial-
demonic form.
if I'm at the ceremonial dagger place, is that near enough to my residence
No.
to count? No.
No.
I have to physically be in my house.
You have to be in the target. So in this case, it would be the estate or the house.
Okay.
You have to be on the grounds of the landmark, quote unquote.
Gotcha.
You set a time window. Angus knows what it is.
Yep.
I come back through.
Mm-hmm.
On the morning of the 13th, come back. Something like that.
So he comes back early one day and says, "Hey, you want to take your boat for a spin? Because it can do stuff now."
It's your training time.
Okay.
So you lose a day to training, but you take the boat out.
Mm-hmm.
It maneuvers a little bit better. Your speed is increased by 1. It is floating a little bit higher off of the water than it should be, but it's not actually flying.
Do I have a new card for the Arc and Seal or something to add on to it, or should I just
Nothing yet.
write that on?
He just summoned J-random elementals and throw them in there.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's special about anything tonight.
So for speed, is that the current? Or no, it says current +1, sails +2, empty cargo hold +1. So what
That
would
would
I
be
add to
the
speed?
sail +3 now.
Okay.
So I feel like that boat should be in rotation.
It would make transporting things to and from.
If we like, because it's now able to sit higher, you're able to put more goods
Correct.
in it.
Yes, but it also makes it stand out more that other people would want to take it, and
No.
we're not there
No,
to defend it.
Not if you weigh it down to its normal draft.
It's glowing
You're able-
redwood.
Is it glowing? Or
It's not glowing. It definitely looks weird and it's pulsing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's throbbing redwood.
It's throbbing redwood.
It does.
My bad.
She's right. It does potentially give it a higher profile.
I share that sentiment of yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool, but also not my boat, and we're not there to protect it.
Truth.
Yeah. You gotta make the other ones glow now.
You want to see Ari
Can I
blow
take the
banner
seats back
real
out
quick?
if I want to?
No. No.
Stay in.
hmm
Okay.
You see in that pot in front that there's a little bit of like a flower. You know, for shits and giggles, we'll say it's rose. It's a rose bush in the front and a lily in the back.
Okay.
Okay, so are we going to the 13th, or you guys have other stuff you guys want to do?
Is there anything you want to do as far as training, exploring the town?
Training. Again, training can be done after the fact. Just know that you have 7 days. You have a full week of training.
I'm done with Yuki, right? Yuki's train?
Yuki was technically a familiar the last time because she was already there. But she gained special abilities because Splash finally got finished being a familiar 3.
I just wasn't sure if I still
Yeah.
had...
Do you do any experimenting with her new ability?
Not here.
Okay. You can always just send me those in private, and I can let you know what the result is, too.
Okay.
You can only train one thing.
You can only train one thing at a time.
Okay. I had already.
Started on your wargs.
Well,
Well, the wargs aren't really, unless you're specifically working towards some sort of thing on your
I
character
was
sheet.
working towards survival for
Yes.
training purposes.
Yep.
So at the end of this, I had my first dot in survival.
Correct.
That's why I was at.
Yep.
Like, just in case it could be like, could I do survive 1 dot survival, 1 dot familiars, or from 2? It end up being 3 things, and I don't
Well,
think that.
yes, you can. But if you want to do something like that, you need to explain why would those two go together. In this case, I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
You're training survival to train your wargs,
Yeah,
and you're
that
using
was-
your wargs to get them to be familiar. So if you wanted to work on both of those, you could cross
Yeah.
them, which means that you would be at familiar 1 for one of the wargs. So you have to choose male or female, and then you could start on the next one.
Next dot
Get-
survival for
for
first
whatever.
dot of
Yep.
other familiar.
Feasibly, yes.
Yeah.
Or you could, I mean, honestly, it's all up to you whether you want to bring one up, because every week is going to be another dot of familiar.
Yeah.
Whether it's first dot or second dot doesn't matter. The training time is going to get exponentially worse for your survival as you go through.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
So yeah, that sounds.
Okay, so we do that. On the 13th, the morning of, Angus comes back from shenanigans, and you are all called to a meeting with Auntie Gundrade.
I sent you a quick text.
I will take a look at it in a second. I gotta pull up my picnic notes. We're all going to picnic. No.
There's no excuse for me.
I mean, there is, but I try to ignore that there is. Okay. Let me check my messages real quick.
We're waiting for hours for this cat to sit in this box. If it fits, it sits.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
I spend that time doing that.
Okay. That is magic,
Yeah.
but he will mentor you in that
Okay.
if you wish.
Yeah.
You just got to be prepared for logness. But you specifically
logness? Okay.
for logness.
Oh God. Is he gonna Rafiki me, or am I gonna get? Sorry.
Maybe. So we'll deal with
Yeah.
we'll deal with everyone learning magic after, just because it's gonna be kind of boring. But we can deal with that. But in this scenario, you'd be learning normal magic, not blood magic.
Yeah.
And you would come away with the understanding that when he's talking about magic specifically, he's extremely lucid. He talks in full sentences. There's no cadence in his voice. Like he might as well be a 24-man in his prime talking about what he does every day in his life.
Got you. So he's like the drunk war vet when he's talking about war statistics and all that stuff. He's like, I was there. This is what we did, X, Y, and Z. And then you're like, hey, let's go to Burger King. And he's like, I like food.
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
Yes. So he is lucid to a point about what he's good at.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you get the feeling that he's just been here so long
Yeah.
that his mind's gone. Like it's just fried from being alone.
My second question to that, and maybe we can address this later. When I go in and do the thing, does time pass differently?
No, you leave the instant that you are in there. So you are actually going to benefit from the double training time.
Okay, that was my. Thank you.
Yeah. Because there's only so much your mind's going to be able to actually benefit from.
Yeah,
but if you're
okay.
staying there with him, you don't need a residence.
Okay.
Technically, Camlin's going to receive something similar if he spends all the time there, which, being a samurai and the character of Angelus, is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because Angelus is like, I'm interested to see where this goes, especially with that little thing on your waist. How about staying in our guest room for the time?
No, I think you're from a rich couple that wants to take you on a nice vacation.
My sister needs cake.
I like.
Oh, no.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh my.
So, you guys get called into a meeting. As you all enter, you see a beautiful birch tree folk sitting at the table. She has a horrible burn that peeks out from a fine silk red kimono that is high thigh in length. Her voice is gravelly due to the sears, and she goes nowhere without her opium pipe. So she's sitting at the table, this nice, beautiful birch tree woman with this huge, horrible burn on the side of her face and on her neck, and her voice has suffered for that scar.
So it's an old wound, not a new one?
It is a very old wound. Silver tattoos gleam proudly and seductively from her ankles up under the hem of her outfit. Strapped to her outer thigh is... actually, can I get a intelligence lore check from everybody?
The male's name is Hallgrim.
You're gonna have to send that to me or put it in chat because I'm not gonna.
No, literally Hallgrim.
Hallgrim.
Yep.
Okay.
The other one is Maya. Maja.
J-A. Okay.
Yep.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. 2 successes.
Intelligence.
Got it. Intelligence lore. Bonus if you have. Add 1 dice if you have craft artifact. Okay. So 4. Jesus.
And it's
Nice
two
4.
tens.
Okay. That's awesome. That's fine.
I was going to say 4 on 4.
Oh, nice. Okay, so those of you who roll better than a 4, you recognize the item Paradise Pruner on her waist. Those of you who didn't get 4, or at least 2 or better, know that this is a unique sky glaive, sky cutter. Basically, it's a dayclave, but you throw it and it acts like a boomerang. This one actually is folded up.
What's it
which
called
makes-
again? Oh, Pruner. Sorry.
Yeah, if they tell you it's the Paradise Pruner. This one's actually known for being extremely volatile to plant forms, because it's meant to do specific actions. It was originally designed to keep treants and that kind of stuff in line. But it also does a really great job of, keeping your garden in check. You just throw it out there, it does its job, and then it comes back and you're done.
Yeah, brew the lawnmower.
That you throw.
But
I
No,
choose
she
you.
trims her bush every month.
correct.
Oh my god.
It is a what they call a first age relic. So it is something from the first age. It's basically something that was fairly frequently given to gardeners at the time, because you wouldn't plant trees because trees were only one place. You'd plant treants.
Oh, jeez. What? That is
Yeah.
not okay.
Okay.
Not okay.
Grown in tree.
Growing in the tree.
Yep. So, Gundrade Blood Oath introduces herself. Don't touch me. Looks to Angus and just tells him, don't touch her. I've been whipped once. I don't need twice.
Said blood tree.
Blood Oath.
Oh,
Why the heck
God.
is just touching people?
Angus, did you get her whipped?
You're not in the habit of touching people. That's not what Rose says.
Oh.
Yo!
I wish I had something that.
Boy.
So I'm assuming you're all here for the dragon.
Yes.
I'm here because Angus wanted to see you.
I wanted to see me. Please, no.
You're-
I don't need that trouble.
What did you do to this poor woman?
You were there for the speech from the other one about how there was a note that says "Don't touch my Angus." You were there for that. Remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Making sure that you have. this
Gundrade is an
on-
auntie, and she still doesn't want any of that noise. She's like, no,
Any
I
of
don't.
that nut.
Any of that nut. She don't none of it.
None of that lump of coal.
Well, I assume you're all here for the blood dragon.
Yeah.
She's kind of been waiting for you. Well, she was kind of hoping you wouldn't show because she doesn't want to deal with her sister. But Dahlia should have arrived last week. The only way I can get you an invite, though, is if you're part of the family.
Somebody's getting married.
I immediately look at Camlin. Oh, this is awkward.
You either.
But do you have to give him another gift?
I'm not giving him another gift.
So,
Wait, hold on. You said the receptionist was a cousin, right?
yes.
Get down on one knee in front of the cousin.
Oh, no.
The cousin blushes because Gotham isn't bad looking.
He does actually have a good charisma.
I was gonna say, what's your
literally-
appearance?
I literally, at a shock, I go, I didn't plan for this. Right?
Well, look, there's a couple of ways this can happen. That's one of them. Makes the cousin go even deeper red because she's like, oh God. You can either voluntarily join the family, or technically if you're
Oh, it's
a
not
resident,
marriage thing.
yeah, or if any of you have the money to back it up, you can always buy a residence here in town.
I own a residence here in town.
That makes things simpler. So
Sorry,
none
sweetie.
of you need.
Wow.
What was that?
She huffs. Rude.
Seriously.
What'd you say?
Sorry, sweetie.
Because he was going to marry her, but then we found out that she's a resident, so he's
Oh.
going to have to.
Oh, jeez. Brutal.
Well, I can put in the call.
Didn't even have a ring.
For a non-family member, I can't guarantee it'll be quick. She tends to forget herself and get lost in her
I mean,
different workings.
I'll voluntarily join the family. That doesn't seem like a big deal. Does that come with-
Well, just know, joining ain't just taking a name; it's a promise. Your enemies are ours, and those that stand against us will be yours. We stand together, or not at all. We create and destroy only those that destroy others. So join if you want to be part of something greater than yourself, but otherwise, let's stay friends and not complicate things with selfish wants.
It's not a string, Angus. Usually the ceremony happens with a rope.
Oh, the rope can happen later.
So fast.
Basically, the gist of it is that if you do decide to join Blood Oath, that's it. You're in the family. That's all there is. You take the name Blood Oath. Your enemies become their enemies become your enemies, and you guys stand together or not at all. So it's a more or less mutually assured destruction as far as that goes.
I have a brief side note, and you can tell me to kick rocks and not tell me. But if, for example, we had an assassination contract on somebody, and they were part of the family we didn't know, would that put us in a weird limbo?
So you can kick rocks.
Thank you.
And
No, that's fine.
and names are required.
Okay,
So if you
Okay.
were in the Blood Oath, you wouldn't take a bounty out on a Blood Oath.
got you.
So, for instance, Gundrade's name is Gundrade Blood Oath.
Yeah.
Whatever her family was, she gave that up to join this group.
Got you.
That's why they reference them as cousins and aunties.
Kick rocks.
You get the sensation that maybe the military is broken up into nephews and uncles.
Did I take Obsidian's last name, or did she take mine?
She took yours.
Okay.
You were definitely the butch of the two.
I bought a residence.
Butch Gam. That's
So
what I
he'd
had
no
popped in
longer
my head.
be Angus McNack.
Yeah, he would be
Yeah.
Angus Blood Oath.
Oh. Yeah, that does change it. Well, that's very egalitarian of them. Doesn't matter what gender you are.
You know, that's a good side note, though. I did at some point in this training time change back to my normal form and not.
I
I'm
assumed.
not, I'm no longer
I
Gam Gam.
Oh, I was assuming you were still Gam Gam.
No,
No.
I changed back.
No, Gam Gam was getting too prominent.
Yeah, it.
High profile.
You know,
Wanted poster of this angry old lady with the sandal in her hand, being like, "Yeah, we don't want her dead. We just want to know why."
Okay,
Just
well,
one too many Zapatas
I guess
thrown.
We'll go off the residence then, I guess.
Okay. I'll put that through. Was there any information that you guys needed while you wait?
found it's Japanese, not Spanish.
She goes. She sits down on one side and she puts her palm down. You watch as a circle glows and then her hand glows and then a thing pops up on the desk and she just starts typing onto it.
What? Oh, Angus is completely enthralled with this whole. I'm getting flirted with enough right now.
It comes up. It's completely see through and she just starts typing on the touchscreen.
I can't see what's on the other side of the screen now.
You see the reverse.
Okay.
A touch screen.
What's it say?
You, as a player, you know what your character's seeing. Decide how your character actually understands that,
Not at all.
or
It's a
doesn't
magical
understand
crystal.
She's typing in the air and things are happening.
that. Correct.
Wicked.
This is
Can I
this
read
is
what she's
magic.
typing?
She's just typing it out. Hey Dahlia, I got Angus down here. With him is a resident of. What was your name, sweetie?
Ari.
Ari.
Hell, I don't know.
Looking for an audience.
Trying to decide between Lunari and Ari. I'm like, yeah. Ari.
Looking for an audience with you. When's your next available spot? Gundrade. She hits a button. It disappears. You watch a quick silver like glow kind of go across the top of the screen, and then it kind of folds back and looks like wood again.
Well, that was fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
I gotta figure out how to make one of those.
Would I recognize her silver tattoos as being lunar
Yes.
tattoos?
Oh no, she's 100% packed.
Oh, okay.
What?
What?
Okay.
Wow. You don't say Pac-Man in character?
Oh, no,
no,
she
I
does.
do.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly how it went. Is what? What?
What? What? That's exactly how that went down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I understood what she was doing. She's done it. This is the third time now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys needed to know?
Out of character, I forget why the fuck we were here and doing all this
Originally, you guys were trying to get in touch with the Blood Dragon so that you guys could maybe find out more about the
Hedge.
Forgotten Glade.
Yep.
Because
Actually,
Hood's still there.
Actually, we came out here to get you two
It's out of
out
it.
of there, and they told us that the Blood Dragon knew about the Forgetful Glade. And then you guys turned up, but we still wanted to learn about the Forgetful Glade.
And there were also a bunch of disappearances.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I already
lots of
explained the
motives.
disappearances. They're all dead.
I'm saying that's one of the reasons why we came up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well now you
To
know they're all dead.
investigate that.
If they were taking out Matsumoto's troops, seems like a good pal.
Yeah.
Did Angus actually join the Blood Oath?
No.
Oath family?
No, he
Oh,
said we'll
just
go
asked
off the
about it?
residence for now.
Oh, okay.
No, I did not get
We
engaged.
should go back to that angry bushel I heard about that one time with the hedge trimmer.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Ah.
No, oh my.
There's
Oh my.
Oh, I recognize that thing. I actually would ask that.
What?
I asked her, could you use that to cut down the Forgetful Glade back in such time?
Funny enough, I tried that a few years ago and it didn't go well.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ooh. By the way, I hope we all do that in character too.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
I was trying to find a way to destroy that damn thing.
I don't think you can destroy it.
No,
I mean, it's been around forever.
sure.
I mean, ever since I've been alive.
I hate to ask a woman her age.
Then don't.
I was about to say, if you're
I say that.
So he says, I hate to ask a woman, and you watch this very nice, well-groomed leg come up on the table. I don't know how many rings I got.
Oh. I feel like if I count, you're gonna get whipped. Based on previous conversation.
That's starting to not sound so bad. I see what she likes in you.
So confused.
And that's what makes him fun, I guess.
Yay, the screeching autist. I don't know. Destroy it with my hands.
What else do you know about it? About
The only person who would know anything about that is probably going to be Dahlia. Maybe Rose or Lily. But Rose is down at the main house.
Main house?
It's where everything is. It's south of Picnic. It's way south of Picnic, over by the mountain range. Just follow the trade routes.
Okay.
And then Lily went north with a Blood Oath caravan to find some sort of library.
The second library. That's that major thing that I discovered.
And Dahlia arrived a couple of days before me. She's up in basket.
And she was waiting for us? Or you said she wanted to...
Well, she assumed that you were going to show up at some point. Apparently, you have some sort of thing about meeting all the sisters.
Oh yeah. Angus, you are great.
Well, last one got smitten with someone called Jack.
Who's in trouble now,
Hey,
bitch? That was out of character, but
No, it wasn't.
it was.
It was before we had garden time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily trying to meet all the sisters. I didn't even know there were sisters.
Oh, you're Jack. Garden time. She winks at you and kind of like motions to her body. I'm kind of made for garden time.
Oh.
You have just listened to The Immaculate Chaos, released for free every Wednesday or live streamed bi-weekly on Saturdays, 1200 to 1700 U.S. Eastern. Be sure to join our Discord for the most up-to-date information and join the community. If you wish to support the podcast directly or need to catch up to the live show, be sure to check out everything offered through Subscribestar and Podbean. If you like the background music, please be sure to check out the related artists. Peter Rowe is the mastermind behind most of the music in The Immaculate Chaos. Till we once again meet in creation. Thanks for listening, Anathema.